Hey, so this is a brief intro on incorporating as a startup. This is a good place to start. LLC versus C Corp. So in an LLC, profits are not taxed at a company level. They're passed through to the owners, whereas in C Corps, they are taxed at the company level, and then once profits are passed down to the owners of the company, then they pay taxes on that again, which is what you were looking for in that Y Combinator blog. So LLCs have short-term savings, but generally C Corps are preferable for venture capitalists, whereas both have liability protection and allow multiple owners. So forming an LLC personally shields the founders from liability, and it also allows pass-through taxation, meaning that the tax is passed on to the owners. And in C Corps, you can go through IPO, and the major benefit is that shares can be distributed amongst the owners and investors. And aside from taxation, which is, there is really no reason to be anything but a C Corp. And so early stage folks choose LLCs, and Pinto made this slide. So at the very bottom here, I'd kind of add something about the taxation benefit, the losses of being a C Corp before you decide to be a C Corp. This is a chart that we threw together. So for C Corps and LLCs, state filing is required. In liabilities, I can't see behind this thing. I'm missing this LLC thing. Shareholders are not liable for debts of corporation. Oh, and in LLCs, the shareholders are only liable for the extent of the investment. And then raising capital as a C Corp, you sell stock. And then LLCs, there is no stock. And then the big thing for LLCs is that you don't have to have meeting minutes. You make your own rules in terms of operating agreements. And then you choose to be taxed as a partnership, S Corp or C Corp. And then the IRS considers a single member LLC as a disregard entity that is not taxed at the entity level. And then for C Corps, you can elect to be S status, otherwise you are a C Corp for taxation. So generally for LLCs, you have operating agreements, and these are written by the owners, and they dictate how the company is to be run. This document can be fixed at any time. And for taxes for LLCs in Delaware, there is a tax June 1st of every year, and these are registered agent free. There is a registered agent fee. The things you need to have in an LLC operating agreement is member interests, capital accounts, LLC interests, fiduciary duties, allocations of losses and profits, and dissolution procedures. So in C Corps, there are a few taxable advantages, and if your taxable income can be managed so it does not exceed $75,000, you can have tax savings, which can greatly reduce the cost of acquiring capital used in that business. And let's see. And you can have a fiscal year of 2 calendar years, and then there's a low 15% corporate income tax on first $50,000 of income, dividend tax rate of 15% of distributions after tax income to owners. Cool. Disadvantages, there's a double taxation of appreciated assets on sale or dissolution, high corporate income tax rates on annual income in excess of $75,000. And then selling assets in the company is miserable, whereas selling company shares is preferred. bottom line for C Corps is if you want to get VCs, you have to be a C Corp. If you have income less than $75,000, you can have the tax laws save you money. However, it is expensive to have a C Corp if you're not attracting VC money. So I'd probably wait until you would start having income before I would make any sort of C Corp. And then if you want to look further, the very bottom here has a chart that kind of breaks down LLCs versus C Corps versus S chapter and everything else, and kind of like how they are broken down in terms of ownership, control, liability, taxation, and franchise taxes. This is helpful, and I'd probably just copy and paste it somewhere else to look at it further.